Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 288 for the 23rd of February 2024. My name's Sloan Kelly.
Help my Bob. I'm Jody Kelly.
And we're trying to get through this as quickly as possible before I get...
Yeah.
Something happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what.
Apologies last week.
I know.
For our short episode, but we did put something out, but maybe we shouldn't have bothered. You know,
maybe we shouldn't have bothered. Maybe we should just have let that be a lesson to us, kind of things. So
anyway, because we want the quality of the podcast to be, as good as it can be. Of course,
exactly. Yeah, and we should actually and we should talk about the quality of our predictions as well. We should talk about that in just a wee second. But yeah, how's everything? How's your week been?
Been a very hectic fortnight, actually. I've watched a lot of stuff as well because we've got two lots of stuff that we watched. I've forgotten what I've watched. As usual. Very busy week, very stressful actually. I'm looking forward to. We've got 2 days booked off to go up to Aberdeen and Glasgow. So
we do. That's right. Yeah. Actually,
Alistair was at the fish gig at Haddington. Shout out to Alistair.
That'd have been good.
It looked as if he had a ball.
Yeah, that'd have been good as well. I've seen other pictures as well where he's got the album art behind. This is where we lose everybody in the podcast. He's got the album art behind, and there's a couple of Misplaced Childhood album art, and then there's Internal Exile and things like that. So I'm looking forward to the gig because he said himself, he says not a lot of people bought the new album, so what's the point in playing the new songs?
Yeah.
It's a fair point, and it is a kind of farewell tour. It's like a greatest hits kind of thing, and so you want to maybe the odd one from the new album would be good, but I'm still holding it for Brother 52 because that's one of my favorite songs. But that's beside the point. But yeah, little housekeeping, I guess. We have a podcast scheduled for the Sunday, which is the 9th of March, which is a wee bit over 2 weeks away or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure something out for that because we're not going to be here on the 9th of March. You and I, both of us, the Kelly brothers, are going to be together, but not on this medium. We'll be up in Glasgow.
Or on a night out. Aye.
On a wee night out, yeah. On a school night as well, which I'm taking off the next day, obviously, because just in case.
Yeah.
But we'll need to figure something out.
We'll figure something out. Yeah.
Aye. Mm-hmm. We'll let you guys know as well what we're doing, but just let you know that's coming up, and just be prepared that we might not be on that evening.
Be devastated. Everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. QQ, all that kind of stuff.
Please clap.
Please clap. Before we talk about the tea, because we're going to talk about the tea in a minute, let's talk about our predictions, because we have to make some other predictions later on. Would you like to see it? Would you like?
Can I just make my predictions the same as my previous predictions?
No. This is us going over how well we did for our predictions.
No, I know, but you're saying there's more predictions.
There will be more predictions later on. That's because it's the James Bond. The main sort of thing is the James Bond thing, which is a big story.
I thought you talked about the Oscars or something.
No, we'll get to that. I mean, that's March or something that's coming out.
That's fine.
So this is our predictions for the BAFTAs. This is our last podcast, which lasted like 20 minutes. We could have rushed it. Jody,
this is when you can tell that we never cheated because we probably got them all wrong.
100%. We got 100% right. We get 0% on the quiz.
we did it while it was happening. We still got it wrong. That goes to show you. We're honest people.
Honest, Abe. Exactly. Yeah. We chopped down that cherry tree. We didn't get any right. I just that Band-Aid out. Best film, Conclave. Best outstanding British film, Conclave.
That's got to be our best ever then. Best ever worst.
Yeah, we got nothing. We get literally nothing. Normally we're quite good because we kind of hedge the bets and go, oh, well, you did say such and such. No, we didn't get anything. The biggest one though was leading actress Mikey Madsen for this movie, Anora. Never even heard of Anora. Don't know what it is.
Oh, I know what Anora is. Is that not the girl that goes with the Russian
oligarch. Yeah. She's an escort or something.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be good. She's in
it is.
Once Upon a Time in America in Hollywood.
I think she might be.
She
might
plays
be right.
Susan Atkins, I think. Yeah, one of the Manson. I think she might be the one that runs. Does she the one run away? Oh no, she's the one that gets killed in the pool, I think.
All right, at the end. Spoilers.
I think so. Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers for a 10-year-old movie.
Wow,
leading actor, we obviously is it 10 years old?
Yeah, it's like almost. I think it's 9 years old, maybe.
2019.
That makes me feel better.
I feel slightly better now. Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, obviously won. Director, The Brutalist won. Cinematography, I swear June was going to win this, and it didn't. It was The Brutalist.
But it won special effects.
Nothing.
It did win special effects.
Okay. It won Best Craft Services as well. Yay.
Did it?
No. Yeah, so that's it. Amelia Perez got Nil Point, and it was one of the most nominated as well.
Nominations.
Sorry, out of the big ones that we've got, out of the list that we've got.
Aye. Oh God, what's her name? The actress.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, she won.
Oh, did she get Best Supporting Actress?
Aye. Mm-hmm.
Aye, she was really good in it, actually.
Yeah, we actually watched the BAFTAs last night. It was really good, man. David Tennant
actually
was brilliant. You know,
really with the 500 miles at the start.
Yeah, it's really good, wasn't it?
It's good. Yeah. I actually think Selena Gomez should have won something as well for it because I thought she did really good. She's really good in it.
I mean, Evelyn saw the film and she said she enjoyed it. So
it's okay. It's not the best movie in the world. It's not the worst movie in the world.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think people who are like the people who are complaining about it because it's like too woke obviously should watch it because it isn't. In fact, there's a lot of controversy around it about its wokeness credentials.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. It's an okay movie. It's nothing.
I'll tell you what, it was good to see.
It doesn't deserve 13. Yeah, because they won.
That was good.
Best. There's some
original screen.
Outstanding. Won an outstanding British achievement in film for the year or something. It was like best. It was like a kind of catch-all thing. It was like, we're not going to give you best picture. We're not going to give you best director. We're not going to give you best cinematography. But altogether, that's what you've won.
Yeah.
So it was one of those kind of. I was like an attaboy type.
It did win. I'm pretty sure it won best original screenplay.
Best original screenplay.
So, yeah. Which is good.
That's good. Good for them as well.
Yeah.
Three rappers from.
It's on for free on Prime.
Prime.
Yep. Freezies.
Shall we discuss the tea? You're very dark. Why are you dark?
Let's do it. That's better.
Jody, I'll get back for you.
What is it? Is it about my spleen? What?
They've cancelled Neighbours again.
What?
Neighbours, the soap opera from Dan Ender. Crikey, mate. Throwing another shrimp in a barbie.
Neighbours, right? Okay.
Neighbours. That gave us Kylie Minogue, Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mangle.
Mrs. Mangle.
They've
called?
What's that?
What was the dog called?
Bouncer. Is it Bouncer? It was a Labrador, wasn't it?
It was
golden retriever or lab. Yeah. Bouncer.
Is Home and Away still
Dale as well? I think it is, yeah. Home and Away, of course, gave us Ella Fisher. And Margot Robbie, I think. Was,
I think.
Oh, Margot Robbie, was she in Neighbours?
I think so. Aye.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, cancelled again. Are we surprised?
Not really.
It's a wee bit like going back with, you split up from a girlfriend or boyfriend, and
significant other.
Then you get back together, and the same problems are still there. So
exactly, yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
So
because you meet in that bar, you meet in the bar afterward, 6 months later, and you go like, I think we made a mistake. We should get back to. We should try again, all that kind of stuff. But it's never the same. Never the same the second time round. No. And this is the same. So it's been 2 years since Amazon. It was the Amazon Freebly, what's it called? Frivolous TV. What's it called? It's Amazon's free TV service. They've got free. Is it Freevee? Why are they all the same? Because there's Freely, which is the new name for over-the-air TV, and then there's Frivolity or whatever it's called. Anyway, whatever it is, they got the rights to broadcast to Neighbours. So it's going to run until the end of this year, and then after Christmas, that's it. It's going to be not cancelled. It's on hiatus.
Do you know what? Remember there was such a big thing about Neighbours finishing, and Kylie Minogue and all that turned up, and then it's like, oh, we're coming back now. There's not going to be a fanfare for this ending.
No.
Not a fanfare.
Fool me once. You know what I mean? Fool me once.
Yeah.
But this is the same as there's a
all right, Granville.
Granville. That's faffing around Granville. There was a TV show called Ghosts, which I don't know if you ever watched it, but it was very, very popular in the UK. And it ended in quite a good way because it kind of did like a kind of fast forward.
They sold it. They franchised it to the Americans.
Yeah, they franchised to the States. Yeah, and they've got their own show version of it as well. It's called Ghosts.
It was the Horrible History people that did it.
Aye, yeah. So apparently they're bringing it back.
What?
That's a rumor I heard. Is that the money truck is? It was on somewhere. Where did I see it? Sam told me. Yeah.
Source.
Ghosts. BBC Ghost making a shock return with a twist. This is from the Metro. So BBC show Ghost left viewers destroyed as it ended on its 5th and final season on Christmas Day. Oh, thanks, I've got it. Yes. Cookies, yes, they're evil. Yes. For the love of Pete. Every time I try and do something, it goes, oh, and here's an ad, and puts over the top of it. Thanks, Metro. A film has been rewritten and has been greenlit, apparently.
A film.
So everyone's really excited that the Ghost will be on the big screen.
That'll be good because they might do kind of flashbacks to what they were like before they were ghosts and stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
It's a good show, by the way. Yeah. You should watch it. It's a good show.
I've watched. I watched the whole thing.
Oh, did you watch it? Oh, right. That is good.
Yeah.
That is a good show.
Yeah. It's no Death in Paradise, but it's good.
Yeah. It's a little bit Rent-A-Ghost-ish.
Wee bit, yeah. I like the there was a line with the caveman who obviously is a bit less sophisticated than everyone else. But he speaks fluent French, and no one asked him. And so he's talking to these French ghosts, and they're going like, "How do you do it?" He goes,
I think my favourite character's the politician, though, the Simon Bartram, is it? That was in the Paddington.
That was in
Paddington movies and Horrible Histories. They all were, though. But when he's got the power to move things, and he's like to move like a key, it's like just moving it a tiny wee amount for such effort. Almost it's shitting himself.
The scout leader with the arrow through his neck.
Oh yeah, he's good. Yeah. Brilliant.
Anyway,
it's a good show.
It is a good show, yeah. So yes, the Neighbours is cancelled. Devastated, are you? Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. Moving on. You put this story in, Jody. What are you doing? This is Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, I did say to you, are we going to tiptoe around this subject or what? And I can't believe you put in.
I don't think we can tiptoe around it. I mean, it's a big story. So apparently Cynthia Erivo is going to play Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar. I don't know what landmines they think. Given the political landscape in America right now, I don't think this is a terribly good move.
You think it's poking the bear, don't you? With Trump Trump
100 and I don't go over 100% because it's just dumb when people say 110%, but 175% poking the bear. This is not good.
Trump's anti-wokeness. Yeah.
I mean, you've got a guy running around with a chainsaw going, this is for bureaucracy and just like all this kind of crazy Elon, Elon with I am meme.
So
it's a bit,
Well, she's a big deal just now, and obviously wicked.
Aye.
Is this Jesus Christ Superstar she's going to be playing Jesus in?
So she's going to be playing Jesus Christ Superstar. So I don't know why they just said Robert Powell again.
Is it that?
Yeah.
All right. So Jesus she's Christ playing Superstar. That, and it's a musical. And are they going to? So we've got a female now playing Jesus. Okay.
Female. The dad from Friday Night Dinner.
That's the kind of where we're at now. The Son of God has been played by a woman. Okay.
I am kind of waiting for the evangelical. This is where we get cancelled by the evangelical Christians to come out and say that it's a black woman.
Bring it on. That's what I say.
Playing Jesus, despite the fact that Jesus was actually a person of color. Why am I going blurred? Like I feel like
you're slowly getting turned off by you're getting a lightning bolt coming down shortly because we're talking about religion.
It's this. I know.
It's not really. We're not talking about religion.
We're talking about in the defense of artistic endeavors. I'm going to see if this cleans it. now I'm doing an impression of Silo.
I was going to say this is like Airplane or something.
It's Silo.
No, that's not worked.
I might have to change my camera out.
The things you do to stop wrinkles showing up in your
I don't understand why. See if we can bump it here.
A wee bit of Vaseline. A wee bit of Vaseline in your camera.
Too much Vaseline. Jody, I look like I'm in 60 Minutes for the defense. Like it's just that it's like they blurred this guy out because they want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. Maybe it'll fix itself.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't look at the camera. That's why. Anyway, so it's going to be a performance for the Hollywood Bowl. She shared the news on Instagram. It said, just a little busy this summer, can't wait. She's no stranger to the show, having starred as Mary Magdalene in an all-female version of the hit musical in 2020. So maybe this is just a normal thing that people do, is put on like an all-female version.
All-female.
I mean, Monty Python used to do an all-male thing.
Well,
so
maybe it's not as daft as we think then.
Aye, maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
There's obviously precedence. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They should do an all dwarf version.
I think that it's Little People, Jody.
Little People.
I'm going to change my camera. Let me see. You keep talking.
Well, I was just going to say there that Warwick Davis was on accepting his award, and he's got like an agency for little people and one for tall people as well. So you could do one, a full show with little people and a full show with really tall people, and then you get a full show with females. A full show. Obviously, the original had males in it and all that.
He's got a what?
And females. So
I'm back. That worked.
That did work.
So didn't even have to change the camera.
Yeah. So yeah, why not? If it's an all female, that sounds fine to me.
That's fine, aye. Yeah.
Cool.
So just a
that was a quick turnaround, wasn't it?
There you go. That was brilliant. Well done. Well done, everyone. Well done. Other news from the entertainment world, because that's why we do the tea, is James Bond Name is Bond.
Jimmy Bond. Jimmy Bond.
Miss Moneypenny, you're a shite. Shite for sure, Ash.
You've been saying that for years and I still laugh every time.
That's for blasphemy.
James has got a good point here.
Had Andrew Lloyd Webber okayed it? I don't know, probably. Who knows? Once he hears the distant beep, beep, beep,
does he still have
I'm sure he'll agree with it.
Does he still have the
clout?
The rights and the clout, or is it beyond his hands now? You know how kind of that happens after a while with music.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, he still owns the rights.
His blessing.
Yeah.
Well, he must have done then. Fair enough.
Must have done. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming money trucks were involved. Talking money trucks, Jimmy Bond, Mr. Bond.
Jimmy.
I expected no, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. He's changed hands recently, and I'll put this up here because I thought this was quite funny.
He's changed hands,
but
he's gone.
He's changed hands. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's now a lefty.
It's a left-hander.
So Amazon has bought. There's a few memes of these. There's another good meme as well where it's an Amazon. You know the famous corkscrew jump in Live and Let Die.
Yep.
There's one of that, but it's an Amazon truck.
As in the car stunt.
Corkscrew.
Car stunt. Yeah.
One take. By the way. So Amazon has bought.
Sorry. Do you remember the crocodile?
I'll get to this story.
You will get to it. Do you remember the crocodile in Live and Let Die? He kind of runs over the crocodiles like Frogger. Mm-hmm. That was not one take, and that was real crocodiles that he jumped over, that he stood on like stepping stones.
I'm just gonna have to stop you there and push my glasses up like this. Those were alligators.
No. Oh, for God's sake!
Because he was in Florida, and Florida don't have any crocodiles; they have gators.
Anyway, James shared the sort of various different takes. That looked dangerous, by the way.
That's just.
They didn't even tape up their mouths.
No, that would ruin the shot. Sitting there with blue electric tape around their mouths.
Yeah, you want the proper effect, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah. Although when you do get your photograph taken in Gatorland with the crocodiles, they do actually use black electrical tape to tape up their jaws.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because apparently they can slam down like that, like really quickly, and with great power, but they can't open their jaws. They have no strength to open their jaws. So there you go.
So snapback.
Fun fact. They'll snap back, yeah. Anyway, so Amazon's bought the rights to James Bond, right? They now own James Bond, lock, stock, and two smoking barrels. They own everything to do with Jimmy Bond. They bought it off of Eon Productions, Dan Jack, which is Michael Wilson, and Barbara Broccoli as well. Who's so he's the half brother and she's the daughter. I think he's getting on a bit. He's 86 or something. She's late 60s. Yeah. So they've remained control of James Bond. So there was a big thing in the BBC about, this is it. It's the end of James Bond because it's now in the hands of the Americans. It's been in the hands of Americans for a while because Cubby Broccoli was born in California, so that would make him an American.
Also, Amazon own MGM Studios.
Well, exactly, yes. They owned the rights to distribute James Bond, but not actually like the character James Bond.
Yeah.
So they bought the rights from James Bond. So this kind of sums it up for me, because what happens when conglomerates buy an IP? They want to extort it for every penny that they've paid for it, plus more, which is what happened with Star Wars, and it happened with Marvel, and it happened with all of these things. And so this is the...
Ring it out for everything. And
so this is from the New Yorker magazine. So it says, for those of you watching in black and white TV at home, it says, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to star in a series of increasingly bland spin-offs and TV shows that have significant viewership decline after the first episode."
Wow, they've nailed it in that.
100%. It's like everything they've ever, like everything that gets released. So basically, it's commoditizing. Is that a word?
It is now.
Commoditizing the James Bond franchise. So you'll expect to see them on lunchboxes and everything, and God knows what else from now on.
This is the problem. You know, like you say, with Star Wars, you know, you dilute the franchise into these things. Listen, and there will be some quality things that come out of this, because Amazon aren't any slouches when it comes to releasing quality stuff. You know, they did Lord of the Rings. The first season wasn't that good, but apparently the second season was pretty good. They've done was it Fallout? They did with. Did they do Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout's good. Reacher is brilliant. Reacher is a co-production between MGM Studios and Skydance, which is the company that's gonna be buying Paramount.
I'll tell you a great idea though that I heard, and it was on the John Campea show, but it was the other guy, the grey-haired fella. He's really good. But he's a massive James Bond fan, and he was saying the Fallout was written by Jonathan Nolan,
Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, who the husband and wife writing team.
Yeah, and it just so happens that Christopher Nolan has always wanted to direct a James Bond movie. So wouldn't that be amazing if they came together and made something really incredible?
Yeah.
Now that it's in Amazon, you know.
Yeah, there are going to be spin-offs. So there's going to be.
Burnett, I think the guy's name is.
So there's going to be the inevitable young James Bond.
Robert Meyer Burnett.
Yeah, there's going to be like a group of James Bonds, and all these other spin-offs as well. There'll be a kids' cartoon James Bond.
Yeah,
there'll be all these things.
Do you remember Charlie Higson wrote the young James Bond novels? I reckon we might get something like that, like a Harry Potter type. You know,
oh my god!
Don't
we have that in Kingsman?
Well, those books are pretty well. They've got quite a good reputation. The Charlie Higson ones.
Yeah,
you know, they might be okay to do, but I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. But let's be positive.
Yeah, let's be positive.
Yeah.
Like my
although like you pointed out that what do you call him, the head of Amazon looks like a Bond villain.
Well, he's not technically that. So I think he's still the biggest shareholder, but Jeff Bezos is. He looks like a bit. I mean, he's already got satellites and rockets and stuff like that.
It looks like he should be doing this kind of pink.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dr. Evil stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always looks incredibly uncomfortable everywhere he goes. He was up in the dais as well during the inauguration. So, you know, not saying anything.
I saw him looking down ladies' tops.
Just saying that. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Was that him?
Or was it him? No, sorry.
Was that not Mark? That was Zuckerberg looking down Jeff Bezos' wife's top.
So it was, but I mean, she was dressed like her top wasn't fastened together properly, and her bra was showing and stuff.
Yes, Jody, that's not the reason why you should be looking down women's tops.
That's it. All right, sorry. It was okay in the 70s. What are you talking about?
Jesus, you're a relic, Bond.
That was a joke. Come on. Let's not get cancelled at this stage in the game.
Let's move on. I was going to talk about 18 actors who could play the next James Bond, but they're all a bunch of.
Oh, do you know what we never spoke about? Actually, did you see the they released some of the auditions?
Yes. And one of the ones that I was like, oh, that's weird, was Ringo Starr from The Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
I never saw that one. I saw.
What's his name?
Henry.
What's his name? Kevin Starr. What's his name? What is his name? Anthony Starr. There you go. Anthony Starr, James Bond.
Let's pull it up.
I'm trying now. Yeah, here we go. Consent.
No, Mr. Bond.
Let's see if we can make a complete hash of this. Share screen. Window, Anthony Starr. Share a tab. Oh.
But there was an oh, do you know who the audition that I saw after this? I'll tell you. Let's see.
Right, can you hear?
I can see. I can't hear it.
Can you not hear it at all?
No. Wow.
There you go. Anyway, it's out there. You just do Anthony Starr, James Bond.
For real, he auditioned. I'll tell you who else auditioned. The lad from Avatar.
Oh, wait, hold on a sec.
As well.
Let me just. Here you go.
We share the same passions. 3 anyway.
He's very Kiwi in this, though.
Too.
Is he a Kiwi?
And background.
Uh-huh.
I heard the third is where your real talent lies.
You can hear it here.
What rises to meet the challenge?
Enjoy it while it lasts.
The very words I live by. So tell me, what are the words you live by?
Was this when Daniel Craig got the job?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Aye. I saw the one Sam.
Sam Worthington.
Yes,
He's Australian as well, isn't he?
He is. Aye.
Not as well, because obviously Anthony Starr's a New Zealander, but yeah. So they were going for Antipodean because it worked so well with George Lazenby.
Well, was good.
Carl Urban?
No,
he's too old now. Sorry, Carl.
Hugh Jackman. Was he not mentioned for Bond as well at one point?
Maybe
they must have went to Australia to audition for a wee while there or something.
Probably, yeah.
It's a bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I think with James Bond, you got to be like mid-30s. That's the kind of sweet spot. But the problem is, he's also got to survive a 5-movie deal almost, or like a 3-4 movie deal, which is 12, 14-year commitment.
Yeah.
Which is a long time, and not many people can do that because Daniel Craig, he was the longest serving James Bond, but he didn't do that many movies, but he was the longest serving James Bond.
Yeah, it was a huge.
He's also the only James Bond that ever met the Queen as well.
Yeah, well, that was COVID, though, that happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we take a small break?
Yes, we can.
A very short break.
Let's just take a wee short break. A wee bijou breakette.
Excuse me, everyone.
Hey, I was gonna talk about who's next for James Bond, but like it's a whole bunch of people who I've never seen before, and like the only one I can think of that I think would do a good job is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He at one point he was top of the heap though.
Yeah. Because there's a couple of guys that like just no.
See the guy from I think I've said this before, but see the guy from Wicked that was in Wicked, and when they did the sort of premiere for Wicked, he was dressed up in a tux, and I thought he looks as if he could be a pretty good James Bond. I think he's an English guy
Who's
as well.
that
He's just whoever the male actor is in Wicked, the main dude.
I don't know. I mean, they've got users. I mean, Idris Elba, who's now unfortunately too
It's
old
not happening.
to play.
It's not happening. No.
I would have loved to see him as James Bond. I think he would have been a great.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to have a black James Bond, have it a different character. I do think that because I do think that because
well, there's plenty of opportunity to have spin-offs now.
Yeah. I mean,
you could call it the 00 film series and then just have a whole bunch of 00s.
Yeah, but why not do that and then have Idris? I'd love to see Idris as well. And kind of aging Bond-esque, spin-off series where he's 008.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a guy, Josh O'Connor they've got, and like the poor guy's got the same ears I've got. There's no way these ears are going to be James Bond. It's just not happening, son. I'm sorry.
See James Bond,
a couple of guys.
See James Bond, is it supposed to be the same person every time? Or is it because
That's a good question. I don't know.
And if it's not, then okay. Bring it on. But if it's supposed to be the same person,
there's bits. The continuity is at least the first 3 James Bonds are the same person.
Yeah.
So Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Sean Connery, and Roger Moore, who are the first 4 people to play James Bond in the Eon film series. I'm not including David Niven and a whole bunch of other people that played him in Casino Royale. I'm talking about the actual canonical James Bond series. They all talk about loss. And in fact, I think Pierce Brosnan also talks about it as well, about losing his wife.
Also, they also do the, it's supposed to be Scottish, and they did the whole kind of...
That was retconned. Yeah, that was retconned,
Daniel Craig.
But it was retconned by Ian Fleming, who didn't want that brute Sean Connery playing him because he thought he wouldn't be good as him. And then he saw Dr. No, and he was like, actually, yeah. And so he retconned James Bond to being Scottish.
Oh, okay, right.
So that's an official like retcon type deal thing. So he was supposed to be the suave, sophisticated Englishman, and then he became because
he liked it.
Because he liked James Bond.
Liked it a lot.
He liked it a lot.
Fair enough.
What's the Bond family motto?
Live and let die.
Nope.
Never say never again.
No, you're good. You're on the lines.
It's
Moonraker. You'd never get it. No.
Never is.
No.
Octopussy.
It's the world is not enough.
Ah, dang it. I wish it'd been Octopussy.
Pub quiz for you. Octopussy is the worst James Bond movie ever made.
I was actually watching a podcast or listening to something, and they were saying how ridiculous the female Bond girls got the names for them. Got 5 miles.
Yeah. 3 miles.
Octopussy and Pussy Galore, and
Pussy Galore,
just so ridiculous, and so obvious, kind of campy, carry on, almost, type thing. But
yeah.
It was of a certain age,
It was of a certain age. Yeah, they became a bit less like that towards the end. They were all very sort of sensible names for characters.
Oh yeah, definitely, because we all became a bit more sophisticated,
civilized. Talking of a different time, not all of Neil Gaiman's things have been cancelled. Again, going back to this, feels like the Amazon news. Never mind. Do
you know what?
News
there's some people you're gutted about, aren't you? About
I know.
having
Disappointed
issues.
with,
yeah.
dude. what were you doing, man? Like, you need just, I don't know, shock therapy or something. I don't know. So David Tennant was spotted in Edinburgh, which is not unusual. He's Scottish, and he's entitled to go to the capital. Filming a new series with his red wig on of Good Omens. So Good Omens 3 is still going ahead.
Well, I think it's red dyed hair because his hair was dyed darker, but you could still see it was that kind of redness in it.
Oh, really?
When he did the BAFTAs,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So nice. It definitely looks as if they're doing another Good Omens,
and also good. I like Good Omens.
Yeah,
don't take that away from me. That's awesome. I was watching Steve Marsh on the YouTubes.
Yep.
And he's the same age as us, and he'd never been to Edinburgh Castle.
I think he's younger than us, actually.
He's a wee bit younger.
Steve Marsh. Sorry, I'm thinking of. No, you're probably right. Yeah, I saw that. He'd never been to Edinburgh Castle, and he lived in Edinburgh.
And he lived in Edinburgh. He's from Glasgow. He's lived in Edinburgh for years.
Is he from Glasgow?
He was born in Glasgow.
God, he's not got accent.
He lived in Edinburgh for years, and I think it was because I think his dad's from the East Coast as well. So I think he was born in Glasgow, but they kind of shifted quickly back through to the Edinburgh, the East Coast, because he does sound. He's got the wee lilt in the accent. There's nothing like Steve, but anyway,
he's more East Coast, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, he's far more East Coast, yeah. But he'd never been to Edinburgh Castle, which I thought was funny because, like, the last time I was in Edinburgh Castle, I was in single-digit years, which was not kicking the backside off of 50 years ago. So that's not that's not to be laughed at. The fact that he was a 50-year-old man and he has not been to Edinburgh Castle ever.
There you go.
I wonder if he's been to Stirling Castle.
Let's wonder.
Yes.
Together.
Yes. Well, we're wondering though, and other people who have been cancelled / we don't talk about. J.K. Rowling had made a rule about the movies that no one other than a British actor should be cast in a Harry Potter film. So they're doing casting for the TV series, which is run by Warner Brothers, which is an American conglomerate, and they've hired John Lithgow to play Dumbledore.
I think that's a brilliant casting decision.
John Lithgow is a fine actor, not just a comedic actor. His comedic timing is impeccable. If you've ever watched Third Rock from the Sun,
yep.
You know how brilliant this guy's timing is.
He's good at playing a baddie as well. Remember Cliffhanger?
He's very, very good at playing a baddie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep.
And not only that, he's such a good actor that when he plays a comedy part, you forget about the bad ones, because sometimes you always see a baddie, and he's always been like typecast as a baddie. John Lithgow, not so much. Although he has played baddies, because he played the baddie in Footloose as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he's going to play Dumbledore.
Great casting. I've got no interest in Harry Potter, but
no, neither. I'll never
completely see it. I can completely see
it.
Well,
I'll never see it. I'm not going to watch it. Do you know?
Flat out. I'm not going to watch it.
Sam uses the same arguments that they use in Parks and Recreation about me liking Harry Potter movies. So I was forced to watch the 8 Harry Potter movies because Sam wanted me to watch the 8 Harry Potter movies. And I keep saying to him, I'm not a fan. He goes, "Yeah, you're a fan. You've seen all 8 Harry Potter movies." I'm like,
forced into. The thing about the TV series, though, is I think each book's going to be a TV series, isn't it? So each book's going to be like...
so, yeah.
So they'll be much closer to the books. So...
and they'll get slowly...
I might watch it, They'll
get slowly between them. So the first year between the first season and the second season will be a year. And then between the second season and the third season will be 2 years. And then between the third season and the fourth season will be 8 years. And it will go on like that until eventually there'll be 45-year-old men and women.
That's the only thing they've ever acted in.
Exactly, yeah.
wee
But
kids.
exactly, but we'll see them growing up.
Well, that's
And
nuts,
it's
isn't
just
it?
weird.
It's
Because
quite
it's the same
nuts.
with like Stranger Things is like we're in season 5.5 now.
My God, when is
and
that coming out, by the way?
I
Heck?
don't know. She's married now.
I know. She's moved on.
She's moved to like
Everyone's moved on. Daniel's
Everyone's
not
moved
even
on.
interested.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Although when it comes out, we will be interested.
I'm watching it. I'm not gonna. I mean, I want to see the end of it. I want to see how it all.
Listen, that last season was the best one. I thought it was terrific.
I liked the third season. That's probably my favorite. That's the one in the mall, the star mall one.
That was comedy. A lot of good comedy.
Poor Alexi as well. I felt really bad
yeah. Listen, it's been
Alexi.
fantastic. So, I think the audience is still going to be there for it, but it's taken a long time.
Yeah, because the third season introduces a new character and sort of a love interest for Steve, which is Robin, played by Maya Hawke, and she was on talking about Instagram and how she wants to delete it, but she can't delete it because casting directors will only cast you if you have a certain level of following on the Instas. So if you get 100,000 people, that means 100,000 people are going to go and see a movie.
Now, this was going to be a subject that we were going to talk about last week. Do you remember? Christopher Reeve was talking about that, how popular an actor is as opposed to... but that's become even more of an issue, like you say.
Yeah, Chris Reeve was talking about it 30 years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, he was talking about it 30 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but he was talking.
He was saying that people casting star quality, star like getting people bums on seats. But I mean, if you imagine if you had like that was a feeling that Sean Connery would be a bigger draw than who was big at the time than James Caan. Like Sean Connery will be a bigger draw than James Caan. Therefore, we'll try and get Sean Connery. But if we can't get Sean Connery, we'll get James Caan. Like that would be the rule. But if you had a metric that said I can get Zendaya, who's got 1.5 million followers on Instagram, or I can get Maya Hawke with 100,000 followers on Instagram, I'm going to go for Zendaya. Mm-hmm. Like you now have a metric.
Whether she fits,
whether she fits it or not. And I'm just picking in these people. I mean, it could be anyone. It doesn't matter for whatever role it is. But what I'm saying though is that you have an actual empirical metric that says this person here is better than this person here, or more popular than this person here.
More popular,
and so you can basically just make movies by numbers at that point.
It's a popularity contest.
In fact, do you know what you're doing? It's sabermetrics for making movies. That's what it is. It's sabermetrics for making movies. It's Moneyball for making movies.
Yeah.
It's all about how you can get home runs and how do you get, because he's always, he's 50% of the time he's going to get to first base. Well, we're going to hire that guy because that guy's only 25% first chance to base, and all he has to do is get to first base. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 30 years ago, and he was talking about this.
By the way, I take it you've seen that movie, Superman, the documentary. Alistair, it's terrific. It's very raw. I mean, it's very, it's very honest documentary, and what a clever man he was. Terrific.
Yeah.
Right on.
He's like a proper type actor as well.
Him and Robin Williams were best friends.
They first person to see him in hospital.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
And they used to go to the Billy Connolly. They used to do the hold the Highland Games, so he knew Billy Connolly as well and stuff. Quite mad, isn't it?
It's crazy. Oh dear.
Yes, very heartbreaking.
Yeah. I need to watch it. It's on Sky Cinema.
Sky Cinema. Yep.
Yeah. I've got no excuses. I own my own incompetence. Because wait to hear what I've been watching.
Oh Christ! Oh God.
we're back to that point where it's like I'm not allowed to watch anything. I managed to sneak in a wee bit of. You remember the van lifer? There was 2 van lifers from Pennsylvania. I think it was. They lived in Florida, but they decided they were going to go cross country.
Don't spoil it.
Well, it's on the news and everything.
On Netflix, you're talking about this documentary.
Netflix, yeah. Well, because I can't remember the story. So anyway, so Sam and Anime are asking me questions about, is this the one where they do them? I don't know. I'm watching it so I can find out. And they're going, and they said, and I quote, just look it up on Wikipedia. And I'm like, why can't you just watch the TV show and then let it unravel?
Yeah.
And then it's 3 hours, and then you'll have the full story. And exactly. it's not just, you just want to go, skip the end. All right, everyone dies. It's like, no. I'm not interested. I'm interested in the journey.
What is it with this world that everything's going to be fast?
This is the thing that gets me is, and it's a quote from, it's not a quote from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs always quoted it, and he always said, "The journey's the reward." And I love that quote. It's a great quote, and that's what I like about, like, when you, no matter how bad a TV show or whatever it is, the journey is going through the show and then getting to the end and then getting whatever it is. And whether it's a bad show, but this thing though is if it's a bad TV show, you still have something to talk about. And if you're a good TV show, you can even evangelize about it. But if it's a bad show, you can go, "Oh, you never guess what I watched," and you've still got a good story out of it.
Do you know? I was watching today the TV, and there's adverts for this cooker or something. It's basically boiling water tap.
Oh, yes. And it's got bubbles. You can have hot, bubbly water.
I think, well, whatever, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what age do we live in that we've not got time to just boil a kettle now? We just need instant hot water, boiling water.
What? So it's got this wee tap, and the tap's about that size, right?
Yep.
And it's got a wee kind of gooseneck thing. They're all laughing and joking and going, look at me, all that kind of stuff. What's underneath the sink? It's just a massive big power plant thing about this size that takes generator. Where are you going to put all your domestics?
Although, if a tap gave me beer, I might buy that.
100%.
You know,
yeah,
just straight out the
obviously.
tap.
Aye.
Hot, cold,
you could do it,
and beer.
You could do that though, because they've got kegs that you've got, so you could put a keg underneath
out of a tap.
Out of like a beer pour tap thing.
I mean, straight out the tap. But then that could be dangerous if you've got kids. That's dangerous, I suppose.
Hot, cold, and Erdinger.
Correct. Dangerous.
All right. And then the last thing is DiCaprio and Scorsese are back at it in of all places, Hawaii.
Fine.
With
how are you?
Emily.
Oh, sorry.
Emily Blunt and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are joining them for basically Goodfellas in Paradise.
Sorry.
Oh, don't talk about From.
Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
I've just started season 2.
Oh, you're ahead of us then.
It's really good. Yeah. So the movie. Let me just read a wee synopsis of it.
This has got The Rock as well.
Imagine Robert. So imagine Robert De Niro's Jimmy the Gent character from Goodfellas, but a ruthless Hawaiian crime boss based on a real figure who battled in enroaching rivals for control of organized crime in Hawaii. It's going to be written by Nick Bilton. The film focuses on a turbulent time in the island paradise when an aspiring mob boss battled rival crime factions to wrest control of the underworld from the Hawaiian Islands. There you go.
I'm liking it.
So it's like going to be a cross between Goodfellas and The Departed. Yep, I'm in. I mean, it's got Leo and it's got DiCaprio. It's got Leo and DiCaprio. It's got Leo and Martin Scorsese and Da Vinci as well. Let's hope it's not going to be was it Killers of the Flower Moon?
Please don't make it another 3-hour movie. Don't do it.
I don't mind a 3-hour movie. That's Goodfellas. but make it
No, it's no.
action-packed.
Goodfellas is not 3 hours long.
It is. I'll look it up.
I think
2 hours and 26 minutes.
Well, that's not 3 hours. Although I think
Like by the time, look,
Wolf
it is for you.
How long was that?
You wouldn't make it to the first blooming the time Henry gets into jail. You but pause it for a minute and you go to the toilet. It is 3 hours for you.
How long's Wolf and Wall Street? That's quite a long film.
You can't even make it through a 55-minute podcast.
I can sometimes. Stop making me laugh.
Wolf of Wall Street is Wolf of Wall Street is a movie. 3 hours. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours dead.
Didn't feel like it.
Nope, takes along.
Flowers of the Killer Moon did feel like it.
It felt like a slog, yeah. I was really looking forward to it as well.
Me too.
Great performances for some of the cast, but
terrific.
Others I felt phoned it in. De Niro.
Well, yeah, I'd say so.
Anyway, so that's it. Let's should we cover what we were watching?
I think we better.
Go on.
Talking of mega long films.
Waiting.
We're waiting. We watched The Hateful Eight on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Which the first time I saw that movie, it didn't feel like a slog at all. But this time round, it didn't feel like a slog, but I did feel like they could have probably edited stuff out of that, and made it a little bit tighter. But okay. I was voted down, by the way. They're like, no. It's Danny and Evelyn were both like, no, I don't think so. It was perfect, So I was voted down. But yeah, I did feel that way a little bit. We've been watching Paradise on Disney Plus. We finished it actually. Blasted it actually.
That's the Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, it's it's the president gets. I thought it was just going to be a political thriller about a president getting assassinated, but it is not that at all.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know if I spoil it. I'm not spoiling it, but it's actually like an end of the world scenario, and the president is not and you realise in the first episode, I think, that the president is not. It's not just the normal world. They've been kind of taken away into this inside of a mountain to
I see. Okay.
To shelter from like some sort of Armageddon event.
Right.
So they're like a isolated civilization inside a mountain. It is really, really, really good.
I might watch that then.
Really enjoyed it. It's only 6 episodes, and it's brilliant. And hopefully there'll be another season.
So.
Yeah.
Cool.
We watched a movie last night on Sky Cinema called The Watchers with Dakota Fanning in it, which was it's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Directed it.
Oh yeah. That's the one with the she goes to the forest and then there's these people and they go like get inside. Yep. It's very similar to From, to be honest.
It is. I mean, but not. It's pretty good. It's 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's a good premise and kind of fairy tale-ish type thing.
Aye.
Enjoyable, but not brilliant, I wouldn't say. It's still worth a watch, I think.
Yeah.
Amanda Land we watched in BBC. It's we've
been watching that. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Motherland?
No, I never watched this. It's
Aye.
from It's from the woman. God, what's her name? Every single time.
The Irish girl.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember her name either.
She was in Game Night.
She did Bad Sisters.
For Apple.
Caroline. No, oh God.
Oh.
Anyway, you all know who we're talking about.
Aye. It's like Sandra or something like that. Anyway.
Aye. Yeah, you should watch Motherland. Motherland's terrific, but Amanda Land's really good as well. Really enjoyed it.
So it's two of the cast. So it's Lucy Punch and Claire's mum from Derry Girls.
Yeah,
they're in both of them.
Yeah, and they're both great.
Claire's mum's brilliant.
Yeah,
she's really good.
Yeah, and the blonde girl, what's her name? Amanda.
Lucy Punch.
Sorry, Lucy Punch. She's brilliant. I mean, she's so kind of bad and horrible character, isn't she?
She does have an annoying laugh, though.
Yeah, but she takes total advantage of her friend.
That's from Hot Fuzz.
Right, okay.
She plays.
Is she Hot Fuzz?
Yeah, she plays Juliet. Well, she plays in Romeo and Juliet.
Right. Okay. Okay. So she does. That's right.
Yeah. Along with the guy from Shameless that plays her.
Yeah. So she's like the trophy wife.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Well, the girlfriend, mistress. Yeah.
Oh, the mistress. Yeah. Yeah, she's such a horrible character. It's but it's a great show, and I think it's worth watching. Some comments here.
Joanna.
She's always great, isn't she?
As usurping her daughter's influence on her granddaughter.
Alistair liked to watch it. It was good. It was good. It wasn't great though, but it was good. It's worth a watch.
Yeah,
definitely worth a watch. And I think that's probably. I watched that documentary you were talking about the backpacker, the podcaster girl. What's that called?
The Van Lifer? Because there's two.
Is it Lacey? There's something?
Yes.
There's two?
Yeah, so there's two that are kind of similar to this. One that's very short. It's like 2 episodes.
Gabby
Petito?
Gabby Petito.
Petito, yeah.
So that one I watched.
There's that. Okay, so I haven't finished watching that one, so I don't know. Spoil it.
That was quite good.
Actually, Sam was talking about these real life ones, and she said, "You know the one about the guy that kills his wife and kids." I'm like, "Yes, that's the okay." It's grim.
It's the best one, but the most horrific.
It's the most horrific one, but that is honestly the best constructed documentary that Netflix has ever done, and that includes the first season of Making a Murderer.
Is that not in Disney? No,
it's Netflix.
Oh, there's a dramatization of it in Disney.
Is there?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why have I not been watching that? I keep watching Candy
over
and over again.
As well, the original Chinese version of Three Body Plot Problem is on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Chinese or whatever it is. I think it's Chinese.
Why is that not remembering that? What's it called?
Gumbernauld.
Sorry, what's the drama? I'll look it up there. It's fine. I'll find it.
Aye.
I'm sitting here going, "Oh, I'm all giddy now."
Look it up later.
Well,
your own time, dear.
This week, I have been watching mostly. Jack Reacher's back, kids.
I feel like you say that every week.
Reacher's back. I love me some
Reacher
Jack Reacher.
Round.
That's right. Yeah. I think it's one of the finest TV shows in a long time. I love that show.
I feel like this is deja vu.
It's not deja vu. It started yesterday. It started on Thursday. Sorry, not yesterday.
Okay.
It started Thursday. I keep mentioning it because I think 2 weeks ago I said it's coming. It's coming. It's almost here. But it's now here, and the first 3 episodes have dropped. You should drop what you should go and watch it
Who,
after
me?
this podcast. Both of you should go and watch it after this
Both of you.
podcast. It's
Both of you.
fantastic.
Lord, there's only one of me here. Talking about
There's 3 people now.
all 3.
It's fantastic. I've been watching Severance, obviously, which is ongoing, which you haven't watched because you've got rid of Apple for some stupid reason.
Well, I'm gonna have to get it back.
Yeah.
The Gorge and
it's
stuff,
£5 a month or something. I know
Did you
exactly
watch
the
Gorge?
Gorge. I did.
Yeah.
Didn't talk about it last week. Oh no, I wouldn't have talked about it
Oh,
last
we
week
didn't
because
talk
last
again?
week we had the
Ah,
horrendous thing. So, all right, I'll talk about that in a second then. And then, so Severance, and then From, we started watching season 2 after the most dramatic finale of a TV series ever, which was season 1. End of season 1, I was like,
looking forward to
what?
that.
The end of season 1 is just chaos and mayhem.
Cool.
And but it doesn't feel like it. Like it doesn't feel like it's a weird show. I find From, like, it doesn't feel like it's ramping up to anything. It just feels like it just feels like you're like it feels like a documentary crew almost, that you're there with them.
Yeah.
And you learn wee bits and pieces and stuff, but it never feels like it's like ramping up to a finale, because there's no way. Yeah, because there's no way you could have predicted the finale of season 1. Like, it's just, that's not what you would have predicted. If you look at the start of season 1, you would have gone, "Oh, this is what's going to happen at the end of it." No,
All right.
no.
I'm totally intrigued now.
Even 3 or 4 episodes in, there's no way you'd guess what's going to happen
Okay.
at the end of season 1.
Cool.
And then season 2 continues very strongly from after that. So yeah, brilliant. Like I said, Severance is really, oh my god, like every episode is just brilliant. This one is the one I watched there was Bert. I can imagine there's a big twist coming from every week's a big twist, or every season's a big twist. Severance was Bert and Irving get together for a meal, and it's a brilliant episode. And also the Mr. Melchick, he got his performance review, and so he has to act on it, and he's been told he can't use big words anymore because it intimidates the employees. It's just like, it's such a good show. Like, because there's a whole thing about, severed employees, and then you get the whole thing with Melchick about the racism in the workplace, like the fact that he's an educated man and these guys aren't as educated as he is, but because he's a black man, he has to dumb down his language rather than them trying to evaluate, like all this kind of stuff. It's just like he's got to work like twice as hard, 4 times as hard just to be as good as the other employees.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's just, as workplace shows go, this is just the peak of workplace shows. Anyway, so last week we watched The Gorge, which was out on Valentine's Day. So we had our Valentine's Day meal, and then we sat down and we watched the Valentine's Day movie, which happened to be The Gorge. And it's essentially a love story between 2 snipers.
Oh, beautiful.
I'll say no more.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. They meet their eyes cross along a gorge. It's very Romeo and Juliet.
Gorgeous.
And then it turns into a massive zombie film. So, yeah. But you knew that from the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything. There's a big cloud.
Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was fantastic. It was a great movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Glad.
Yeah.
Glad.
The 2 people in it, Anna Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller, are brilliant. I mean, I watched another movie with her, which was Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I'll get to that in just a sec. But yeah, I thought The Gorge was great.
Yeah.
It's really well done. So going to use it.
TV back.
You do?
Cool.
Yeah. We watched our Friday night movie was Baywatch this week, because we couldn't agree with anything to watch. What?
Nice.
I've
seen it.
It's certainly of its time. It's not very
actually.
PC.
I don't even think it was of its time. Actually,
no, it wasn't. It was very not. No, it was very
it's-
un-PC.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah.
Aye.
Which is probably why they never made a sequel. It came out like 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and
Yeah.
they haven't made a sequel for it, which
Yeah.
is a shame because it was a good movie.
Uh-huh.
Because it kind of poked fun at the ridiculousness of Baywatch. It wasn't like even Baywatch poked fun at Baywatch when it was on screen. So I mean, it's, it was good that way. But the big show we watched yesterday was Furiosa Mad Max saga.
Yep.
I watched the whole thing, and I actually did a wee bit of research this morning because I was not too happy with some of the cinematography of Mad Max. I thought it looked very CGI. And so I went and looked up a few behind the scenes videos.
Yep.
So it was all shot on location.
There was no CGI.
With bits of CGI in it.
Aye.
So some of the backgrounds are like there's a storm coming in. So they're not gonna there's
Storm's coming in, eh?
Storm's coming in, eh? Best get inside. Good old Jira. I liked it. It's not a again, it's one of those kind of not a bad movie, not a great movie type things, but it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it.
I think it didn't do that well in the cinema because
no, it didn't. No, everyone hated it.
Seen it kind of in the first movie. I think everybody thought it was maybe too similar to the first film.
Yeah, I could sort of see that. Yeah, the Fury Road thing. I mean, it was good to sort of see her backstory, to be honest, like how like where she came from and you know how she ended up being Furiosa, or how she ended up being the person she is as we meet her in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, I thought Chris Hemsworth was fantastic as the bad guy.
He's baddie, yeah, that's right.
He hammed it up brilliantly. Like he's like a pantomime level villain in this, but he's also like he's a terrible man, but he's also like he's not the worst thing in the wasteland. Like Immortus Joe's pretty bad compared to him. So I mean, it's like comparing someone who's that evil to that evil. It's like
It amazes me it's still the same director though, same creator.
Yeah, George Miller. Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
Also the director of Happy Feet as well.
Yep.
Because I think the early Mad Max Fury Road thing said from the director of Happy Feet. So,
I'll tell you that Happy Feet's a good
which
film.
feels a George Miller-esque type joke.
Yeah.
That seems like something he would have signed off. Oh, and I'll put that in the post. That's funny. He was a doctor. He worked as a doctor, so he could pay for Mad Max.
Right.
So there you go. That's what else did I watch? Oh, and we watched Tag again. That was the other thing. We watched Tag through the week.
Aye.
We're just looking for
watched
something
that
to watch.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie. I actually forgot about the end. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's a good
at
film.
the end.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. But it's good to see them at the end, though, when they do this sort of, not the outtakes, but they do the real guys doing it. Yeah. And they look nothing like the Hollywood movie people.
No.
They look more kind of like this. Only older.
Yeah. Even older than us, can you believe it?
I know. We're ancient.
My mother-in-law
but yeah,
said,
other than that,
shave your beard off, make yourself look younger. That's what she said to me. I'm like,
that's what I did. And now look at me, I look like I'm 12.
You do? 12 teen.
Aye. So if you like this, and why wouldn't you? Don't forget the old smash the old like button there as well. That we just down there, just over that side. Oh, over left. No, over right a bit. That's it. Just there. And if you want timely reminders of when we put something new up, then don't forget to smash the subscribe button and notification bells. And YouTube will let you know when we put something new up. But obviously, commenting on the video and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Alistair. Cheers. Commenting the videos and sharing helps the channel out immensely, and we do appreciate that when you do that. But until next time, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next one.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Great comments. Thanks. Cheers.
Bye.